And then another thing we did, which was very counterproductive, we've historically, ever since ever, we've historically had an ebb and flow of Mexican migration into the U.S. Mexicans would work for a time in the U.S., save some money. Usually it would be that male head of household. Then they would return back to Mexico, where the family was, the wife, the children. With that cash they've saved, they would stay in Mexico for a few years. Then they might migrate back to the U.S., do it again. Maybe as their male child got older, the male child would accompany the father into the U.S. And you saw these patterns of migration across the border. And if things got bad in the U.S., the economy was bad, there wasn't opportunities, then they wouldn't come, or they would leave and go back to Mexico for a while. In the 1990s, we took a series of steps to make it much more difficult for people to migrate across the border without a visa. Greater security, so that the border crossing would have to take place at higher risk out in the desert, become much more dangerous. Also, coyotes, the people who smuggled. Because of the greater risk, they raised their fees substantially, over $10,000 a person per crossing, right? Which means that once you cross, you're trying to pay back that coyote, so you got to stay in the U.S. till you raise that $10,000. Plus, it's so dangerous to cross. You're thinking, I should just not go back. I should stay here because it's too dangerous to keep going back. And then you think, well, then what I need to do is stay here and make money, and then I have to bring my wife and kids over because I can no longer go back and visit them there. I have to bring them in here. And so what we've done with the fence, the virtual and real fence, it doesn't just keep people out, it keeps people in. And that prevents that safety valve of people leaving and going back. They stay. And so why did the undocumented population go up and up and up to the point of 12 million? Because it used to be 3, 4 million, it used to be that they would go back. Now they all stay. And that's because we built the fence. It's counterproductive.